Canadian Armed Forces members are central to creating a safer, stronger future for all Canadians. Today, CAF members and their families are seeing meaningful progress in recognizing their service. This summer, the Government of Canada delivered a comprehensive update to military compensation and The Honourable Mark Juretson, Member of Parliament for Kingston and the Islands, on behalf of the Honourable Evan Solomon, Minister of Artificial Intelligence and Digital Innovation and Minister responsible for the Federal Economic Development Agency for Southern Ontario, will make an important end. Freshwater stewardship is critical for Canada's environment, economy, and people, and it begins at the local level. Investing in partner-led projects for environmental protection, restoration, and conservation bolsters Canada's economy and helps ensure the sustainability of fresh water for current day. Joanne Levy, Commissioner for Manitoba and Saskatchewan Canadian Radio Television and Telecommunications Commission check against delivery. Good morning and thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional, unceded territory. Over the last 2 days, federal, provincial and territorial ministers responsible for tourism met in Winnipeg, Manitoba for the 2025 Canadian Council of Tourism Ministers meeting. The meeting was co-chaired by the Honourable Reki Valdez, Minister of Women and Gender Equality and Secretary of State. In a rapidly changing and uncertain world, the federal government is focused on what we can control. We are protecting our communities and our country. We are building our economy with major projects and millions more homes. And we are empowering Canadians through lower costs and new opportunities. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has completed its active operations at the Ostrich Farm in Edgewood, British Columbia. The CFIA's actions were completed under the authority of the Health of Animals Act and regulations. The CFIA previously reported anti-humane cull-off 314 birds and the responsible At the invitation of India's Minister for Commerce and Industry Shri Piyush Goyal, the Honourable Maninder Sidhu, Canada's Minister of Export Promotion, International Trade and Economic Development, undertook an official visit to India from 11 to November 14, 2025. Pursuant to the direction provided. Budget 2025 is the government's plan to confront the challenges of this moment head-on. It is a bold and ambitious plan to transform our economy from one that is reliant on a single trade partner, to one that is stronger, more self-sufficient and resilient to global shocks. At the core of this new The Honourable Melanie Joly, Minister of Industry and Minister responsible for Canada Economic Development for Quebec regions, will share her industrial vision with the Surrey and White Rock Board of Trade. She will outline national priorities, highlight budget measures affecting trade, workforce development. Today, the Honourable Dominic LeBlanc, President of the King's Privy Council for Canada and Minister responsible for Canada-US Trade, Intergovernmental Affairs, Internal Trade and One Canadian Economy, was at Nouveau Monde Graphite's Montreal office to highlight the Government of Canada's decision. In a rapidly shifting global landscape, we are building one Canadian economy turbocharged by major nation-building projects that unleash our natural resources, diversify our products and markets and create hundreds of thousands of high-paying careers for our workers, all while protecting the environment. Valcartier, Quebec on November 14, the Honourable François-Philippe Champagne, Minister of Finance and National Revenue, will tour a military facility, meet with officers and hold a media scrum. The Minister will discuss measures from Budget 2025, the Government of Canada's plan to protect our calm. Check against delivery. Good afternoon, bonjour. I'd like to start by acknowledging that the land on which we are meeting is the traditional lands of Matagami First Nation, Flying Post First Nation and Matachuan First Nation. I would also like to acknowledge some special guests with us today, Chief. Said contribution will enable Manufacturing Group to modernize its equipment and increase its production capacity in order to become more competitive. Today, Bienvenue Olivier Ntumba, Member of Parliament for Mont-Saint-Bruno, Lacadie, is announcing, on behalf of the Honourable Melanie Joly, Minister. Today, the Honourable Melanie Joly, Minister of Industry, on behalf of David J. McGuinty, Minister of National Defence, was at Seaspan's Vancouver shipyards to formally accept the new Canadian Coast Guard ship Nalak Napalak. Built in Canada, the CCGS Naluk Napaluk, an offshore oceanographic science. The Canadian Coast Guard's offshore oceanographic science vessel, the Canadian Coast Guard ship Naluk Napaluk, represents a major milestone under the national shipbuilding strategy and marks the next generation of Canada's ocean science capability. Built by Vancouver Shipyards, this the injured inmate was evaluated by staff members and transported to an outside hospital to receive treatment and has since returned to the institution. The Agassiz detachment of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the institution are presently investigating the incident. The assailants have been the Minister of Transport and Leader of the Government in the House of Commons, the Honourable Stephen McKinnon will tour the port of Trois-Rivières. He will be accompanied by Caroline Durocher, Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Housing and Infrastructure and Member of Parliament for Trois. The Honourable Julie Debrusson, Minister of Environment and Climate Change, as head of delegation for Canada's presence at the 30th United Nations Climate Change Conference in Belém, Brazil, participated in high-level negotiations, discussions, and bilaterals to advance global efforts to accelerate. For immediate release during these periods, the bridge will be closed to all vehicular, cyclist and pedestrian traffic. PSPC encourages users to exercise caution when commuting and thanks them for their patience. Okonee First Nation is improving community wellness with the grand opening of a new, state-of-the-art water treatment plant to support long-term, reliable access to safe and clean drinking water for community members. This investment to strengthen infrastructure reflects strong community leadership. Iqaluit Nunavut, please be advised that the Honourable Rebecca Alty, Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations, will make an announcement regarding nation-building projects that will connect and transform Canada's economy. Media wishing to attend in person are asked to pre-register with the Mediarella. Said contribution will enable Gatineau manufacturing business to improve its productivity. Today, Stéphane Lauzon, Member of Parliament for Argenteuil-La Petite Nation, is announcing, on behalf of the Honourable Mélanie Joly, Minister of Industry and Minister responsible for CED, a repayable contribute. Distinguished guests, members of the press, and fellow Canadians. Thank you for joining me today and allowing me to provide you with an update on the security challenges facing Canada. This is my first time addressing Canadians as the Director of SAIS. I do so at a time when Canada's national security. Said contribution enables Terrebonne manufacturing business to modernize its production and engage in international marketing efforts to remain competitive. Today, Tatiana Auguste, Member of Parliament for Terrebonne, announced, on behalf of the Honourable Mélanie Joly, Minister of Industry and Mines. The Competition Bureau is inviting Canadians to provide comments on its proposed merger enforcement guidelines. This follows an initial consultation held as part of the Bureau's review of its merger guidance in November 2024. The proposed guidelines update and change the guidelines issued in 2011 to BET. Said contribution will enable Longueuil manufacturing business to increase its productivity in order to remain competitive. Today, Sherry Romanadou, Member of Parliament for Longueuil Charles Lemoyne and Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of National Defence, is announcing, on behalf of the ONU. Said contribution will enable Trois-Rivières manufacturing business to improve its productivity and increase its production capacity in order to support its growth and remain competitive. Today, Caroline Durocher, Member of Parliament for Trois-Rivières and Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister O. The contraband and unauthorized items seized included hashish and tobacco. The total estimated institutional value of this seizure is $51,600. The Correctional Service of Canada uses a number of tools to prevent drugs from entering its institutions. These tools include ion scanners and drug detecto.